Hey guys, what's up? It's once again, it is MP4Podcast.com bringing you guys some of the most interesting video game news that you guys need to know about. I came across something on the internet today that just said this is super cool. I really do need to talk about it. Now this is super retro cool, retro fun craziness. It's a little weird. Sonic made for the Atari 2600. Now when I watched this video, I was looking at it and I'm like, you know, for the most part, the Sonic feel is in there in this Atari 2600 port. However, it's not like the Genesis where it's like 100% true to the nature of Sonic that we all love and know from the Sega Genesis or the Sega Mega Drive if you're from Europe or another part of the country. I think Japan, it's the Mega Drive. Not sure what it's called in South America. If you're from South America, let me know what they call the Sega 16-bit Masterpiece console. You know, it's kind of funny where when people are always saying, you know, games aren't, they're all the same. We're on the old hardware all the time and blah, blah, blah. A lot of times it just comes down to your imagination and what you can come up with hardware. You know, a lot of people would say, well, you know, the PS2 brought us Grand Theft Auto open world games and so on. But, you know, Grand Theft Auto was an open world game way back in the PlayStation 1. True, it was only in 2D, you know, top-down view, but the essence of that type of game, open world, was with the 32-bit games. And also, if I remember correctly, there was kind of an open world game back with the PlayStation 1. And it was a bicycle game, kind of, I believe you delivered newspapers or supplies a little bit. And a lot of people said that was probably the first open world game, but it just didn't, for whatever reasons, it didn't really take off that well. You know, I guess there wasn't enough action in there. And also, to a degree, even, you know, Crazy Taxi was an open world game. It wasn't, you know, like GTA or anything. But, you know, you drive around the city and, you know, deliver stuff and so on. So, you know, it just goes to show you that you can still make great games even with old hardware. Now, there's nothing that, back in the Atari 2600, there's nothing that I feel or know about that comes close to a good side-scroller the way this Sonic game is. Yeah, there was Pitfall and maybe a couple other things, but, you know, what they learned in gaming from the progression of Atari 2600 to, you know, the 16-bit eras, they learned, you know, new game styles and play mechanics, and then they try to go back on super old hardware and try to, you know, bring Sonic to that old platform, and I have to say it does work pretty good. So if there's any developers out there watching this video or so on, just remember one thing. It's not the hardware that is holding your vision back. It's your imagination of what you can do with the current hardware that you have to work with. And we're seeing a lot of this especially with a lot of indie games where, you know, Angry Birds, and a lot of people will say there was another game that was very similar to Angry Birds, and Angry Birds is a ripoff of that game. Can't quite remember the name of that game, but it was something that was new. It was fresh. It's on. I mean, you can play that on a like, I don't know, a first generation iPhone or something, and it's widely popular. So just remember, it all comes down to your imagination. Of course, new hardware, you know, it's easier probably to come up with ideas and what you can do with. Your hands are not tied as much as they used to be. But remember, you still need to have a smart brain up there to make great games. So once again, guys, this has been MP4Podcast.com, and I'll leave that Sonic link in the description box of this video, and also there is another special link in there as well. I'm not going to tell you what it is, but just go check it out. Later, guys. Bye.